Howdy out there, folks. Today we're just going to take a quick look at this film that came out in 2017, about 6 weeks, 2 months before Ridley Scott's much anticipated follow up to Prometheus called Alien Covenant. And Life was that movie that everyone said, well, if you're looking for some alien sci fi, this will tide you over until the big boy gets here. And interestingly enough, I remember seeing both in theaters and being really quite surprised at how effective Life was, and actually how disappointed I was in how Alien Covenant turned out. I'll talk a bit more about that later, but I will just say that this movie here, Life, which of course stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds, is a movie that definitely punches above its weight. It's not anything revelatory. It really is an Alien knockoff. There's not a whole lot of originality to it. And yet, it's pretty effective at what it sets out to do. I feel like it's well paced. It has decent special effects. It has good acting. And I like the creature design. I think that really across the board, it hits its marks. Again, is it something that you're going to watch and think, wow, I've never seen anything like that? No, it's definitely a derivative film. But again, for a piece of science fiction cinema, I think it's actually quite effective. It, in my mind, just is a great way to spend, 2 hours watching some interesting sci-fi. And it's rooted in some measure of reality, although I did look up some of the interesting facts about the film, and apparently there were a fair amount of goofs on the technical side of things, including how they moved in weightlessness, which apparently they moved a little too quickly and too abruptly vis-a-vis how they really do up there on the space station. But, I'm willing to forgive that. I think that on balance, it's a movie you just sort of watch, and it's not dumb either. I mean, even though there were some technical mistakes, I feel as though both the creature design and the plausibility of how it starts off and how it evolves is rooted in some degree of scientific plausibility. Now, the director apparently has directed other films such as, I think, Mobius, which I don't think was well received. So it's not as though the director did anything amazing here, but he just did his job. He got in the director's chair and basically shot this film, and it manages to deliver. I do think the cinematography rather, is pretty good. I believe the cinematographer on this film his name is Seamus. Goodness, I don't see, what is this last name? I can't really make it out. Director of photography, Seamus. Well, you'll just have to beg my forgiveness, and just note his name there on the back of the box. But he apparently has been awarded a few awards. He's, I believe, a Brit who's won some British cinematography awards and been nominated for some American cinematography awards. And I think he does a good job here. Now, the disc itself, it looks fine. It's nothing amazing, but it looks and sounds good. This, of course, is a Blu-ray, and it's got the slipcase. I picked this up used at McKay's Books in Nashville, Tennessee, a place that needs to perhaps organize their stuff a little better, in my opinion. But I did pick this one up, and the Arrival that I reviewed last for a couple bucks a piece, so pretty good deals, if I don't mind saying so. And there's the disc art, and the film has what I would consider your standard EPK, or otherwise known as electronic press kit materials. Nothing amazing, pretty fluffy in fact, but still somewhat interesting. I think it's kind of neat to see how they came up with the creature design, and they also show how they filmed in simulated a zero gravity environment. This was not filmed on the Vomit Comet like Apollo 13 was. But again, I think this movie is a film that really hits its marks. And unlike Alien Covenant, which just to me was a crushing disappointment, this is a movie that I think you'll be surprised at how entertained you are as you're watching it. I really enjoyed it, and it's got a hell of a final act. I think it's definitely a good, solid B science fiction thriller monster movie. So on that note, please do take care out there, everyone. Stay safe, be kind, and keep watching good cinema.